Hi, I'm David, and welcome to Retirement Overthought. This is where I get to geek out and overthink about retirement. And what I have done is because I have a tendency to overthink things, and I have realized that a lot of the things that we have been told as Gen Xers is not applicable to us. It's based upon our parents or our grandparents and their financial situations. It's not based upon our reality. And so, as a result of that, I have needed to find some tools, some online things that could give me additional information to help me. And my thought was, if it's going to help me, it could help other people as well. So I went ahead and made this tool set, toolkit, and it's free tools, and none of the financial information, there's financial tools on here. None of that data comes to me. It is all handled on your own computer, or in one case, if you so choose, it could go to your AI to help you get information. But that is it. No financial information, none of that will come to me. Just be aware of that. And this is a 100% free tool. So let's start going through these tools. The first one that I have is a retirement lifestyle assessment. And the reason for this is because there are a lot of retirement lifestyles available to us that most of us do not know exist. And even if we did know they would exist, we're not exactly sure if they would fit us. So while this is not a scientific thing, this is something that can give you a little bit of a hint as to what might work for you. Are you a person who wants to stay at home? Are you a person that would really, really thrive in slow travel, or being an expat, or RV living? Or RV living, or something like that. And so if you take this, it only takes 5 to 7 minutes. It will come out and it'll give you your results. And then if you want more details, you can sign up and get it sent to you via email. It was just too much information on a screen, and to be done properly, it made it more sensible to have it go to email. The next tool in the kit is this timeline planner. And on it is interesting because this is the how do I get there? What steps and stages do I need to do before I get to that lifestyle? So if you take the full assessment and you're like, okay, it came back saying I should live on a cruise ship. What steps do you need to take to be able to do it? And your timeline. So if you're very cautious, or if you don't have a time frame, you're just kind of looking, or you want to be very aggressive, you want to do it within 6 to 9 months, this will give you a list of things to do and things that you probably have to figure out. And this is not a comprehensive list. It's pretty full, but it is not everything. So again, this is more about getting you in the right frame of mind for what you're doing. Next is the first of one of my 2 super tools in regards to Social Security. If you go out and get your Social Security statement from the Social Security Administration, it will tell you what you can expect to receive in Social Security when you turn 62, 63, 67, 70, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The problem is that is assuming you're going to work until you start to claim. You're going to work until you're 62, you're going to work until you're 67, you're going to work until you're 70. I looked all over. I could not find a tool that would go through and tell what you would make if you stopped working early. Like, I'm 55. If I decided to retire at 56, say next January, something like that, there's nothing that you can find from the Social Security Administration or really any other website that I've been able to find that will give you a close proximity to what you would expect to receive. And remember, everyone's values are going to be a little bit different. And this is, again, not financial advice. I am not a financial planner. And I'm not a financial advisor. I am a financial planner because I plan for my own. But I run everything through my financial advisor. And I think that that is a very good thing. But I also know that 64% of my fellow Gen Xers do not have a financial advisor. And so this is more along the lines of tools that you can get that would be beneficial. And so this early retirement Social Security calculator is just that. What happens if you retire early? How much money would you expect to be able to receive at 62, 67, 70, that kind of a thing? And there's two ways to do it: manual entry, or you can upload it to your favorite AI. And upload to your favorite AI, you put it in there, and there's a prompt when you go in that you would just hit the button to copy it, and you would put that in and say, do the estimate. And I've tested this exclusively on Claude, ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini. I'm sure it would work on pretty much any of them at this point. On the manual entry, you'll need 8 answers to 8 questions. And the 8 questions are either things that you inherently know, like your age. Another is going to be things that you can get off of Social Security statement. So you will need to have your Social Security statement before you do this. And as an aside, everybody should be checking their Social Security statement every year after 15th, 17th, something like that of February, because that's when Social Security posts your prior year's Social Security information. And so it will be the most up to date. And so with the different items on the statement, and the statement items are very simple: current age, years until you plan to stop working, years of Social Security contribution, and that these are all things that are on your statement. For me, I've worked since I was 12. I've actually got my first W-2 at 14. So I've got 41 years currently of Social Security contributions. So my data is going to be different than your data. Also, I am going to be doing deep dives on each of these tools to explain further how they work, what they're going to give you, and how they can be used. But once you take this, if you decide you want to leave early, or retire early rather, then you can automatically fill that information into here. And this is the Social Security Optimizer. Now, this is 100% talking about how much money is going to be in your portfolio at the end of whatever time frame, based upon you retiring at 62, 67, and 70. As I said before, Social Security Administration expects you to work until you claim. For many of us, we'll actually do worse or not better enough to continue to work to merit it, to merit the additional years of work. And particularly if you have a lot of tax deferred 401k, IRAs, things of that nature, by not working, you free up a lot of room in your lower income tax bands so that you can convert money from your 401k to your Roth IRA. Now, the thing that this will tell you definitively is if you are one of the 40% of Gen Xers that have 0 saved for retirement, it's going to tell you need to work. And because you're going to need to have that number be as high as you can possibly have it. And that's just the simple truth. Then we're going to get into the lifestyle cost calculator. So once you figure out how much money you're going to have and which mechanisms are going to work best for you, you can come into here. And so this is really kind of nice. You can come in here and you can say, okay, I want to do this in US dollars. Notice that I have it with Canadian dollars. I have it with the pound. I have it with Australian dollars and euros. I don't have it in New Zealand, but sorry. So this area, the low cost of living, basically what this whole thing does, and I'm just going to click calculate my cost, just take it by default. And so this is saying that if I wanted to do the RV life, if that's what popped up on the assessment, and I said that I had owned my home, but without a mortgage, it's one person, moderate living. Let's just say I want to live comfortably. And I will just say I want to stay in the United States. So I'll calculate it out. You can live on $3,320 a month. That's what this portion does, is it kind of gives you a gauge. And you'll notice at the bottom, it says, please add 25% for real world costs and changes and emergencies and splurges and stuff like that. So the reality is this says 3320. It probably would be better for you to have 4150. So that'll give you a little bit of an idea. But say you kind of know how much money you're going to have through the other tools and hopefully talking with a financial advisor, or the very worst, feeding a whole bunch of information into Claude AI, for example. That's my personal favorite. You can come in here to what can I afford? And with it, you can put in a budget, and I'm just going to say let's just say $3,000 a month. I live in a low-cost area currently. I want this for 2 people. I would prefer to stay warm, and I want to find my options. I can come here and I can say, okay, different budget levels. If I want to live moderately, and I'll just say anywhere, my wife and I could live a moderate life in Vietnam for under $1,900 a month. And that includes rent, food, healthcare, transportation, utilities, entertainment, and some miscellaneous. Again, I would highly recommend having a higher cushion, but this is going to tell you all the things that you can do. As well as you can click on the filter and say comfort. So now you can see how much it would cost to live a little better. And so with this, it'll tell you the different lifestyles that are open to you and where you could have those lifestyles based upon how much money you're going to have. Again, I'll go deeper into that in a future video. A country comparison tool. This is a great tool because it will give you an overall score. You can see at a glance how the healthcare is rated, the cost of living, the safety of the country, the quality of life of the country, how easy is it to get entry. So if you're an American, for example, and all of these have this, and note that the ease of entry for an American is going to be different than it is for a Canadian, and it's going to be different for a UK. So this is primarily US numbers. You may find it easier or harder depending upon the country. And then the expat community, if they've got a nice big expat community. So if you average all of those out, Panama ends up number 1. Panama's not on my list of things personally, but you can go through this and take a look at all of them. So you can review it by country name. You can say, what region? Do you want to live in Africa, the Caribbean, that kind of thing? Do you want to look at the overall scores? So that's where it was originally. You can look and see where the best healthcare is. And cost of living, you can look to see Vietnam is the cheapest place in the world. Safety, the most safe place is the UAE. Quality of life, you can do that. So again, this is a way to kind of get some nice information, and every bit of this is referenced and has the methodology on it down here. So if this is not my data, this is information that's freely given out there that I have put together in this tool. My next tool that I have is the Financial Advisor Guide. As I mentioned, well over 60% of Gen Xers do not have a financial advisor. And that is really, really, really sad, because so many of us need to have a little bit of direction. And I've said for years, had I hired a financial advisor when I was 25, 30 years old, I'd already be retired, because it would have stopped me from making other decisions. But what this is a guide to either help you figure out what financial advisor you need. I highly recommend you interview multiple. And with this, you could even send them an email and get the results back. And this will tell you what a good answer is and what a bad answer is. Also, there's a check-in checklist. So you should have regular check-in meetings with your financial advisor. And this is going to tell you whether you're doing the right things. I'm not talking about the data in these, but are you doing the right things? Are you talking about Social Security planning? Are you talking about your income and your tax strategies and insurance and your different risk management things? Do you mention estate planning? And some financial advisors do all of this, and some of them will have recommendations. And that is perfectly okay. Mine does not do all of the things, but they have people who do all of the things. And then you have this way to look at your advisor health. You can look to see whether your current relationship with your financial advisor is good. Read this, determine whether this is going to be a good fit. And many people have been suckered in by non-fiduciaries that are selling you things, they're upselling you, and they're trying to do things on their own. So this is a tool to help you figure out whether you have red flags with your current financial advisor. And if so, hopefully will help you figure out that you need to go hire a different one. So that is my current tool set that I have. I would love for you to try it. Go do that at retirementoverthought.com. Leave a comment down in the comment section and tell me, did the tool work for you? What parts of this did you enjoy the most? Was there any data that you got that you're like, this just isn't right? I would like to know, because I want to make this better. And if there's a tool that would be a great add for you, let me know. I will be very open to adding new things to this. As always, let's keep overthinking our retirement. For us Gen Xers, it's right around the corner. And frankly, most of us have not given it enough thought. So let's make up for that by overthinking it now. Thank you. I'm David, and see you in the next one.